ठीक होने लगा। मीटिंग पे क्लिक तो करो।
मीटिंग
इस पे क्लिक कर दो भाई।
ये है ना, चालू है।
हाँ चालू है।
हाँ रिकॉर्ड हो रहा है।
रिकॉर्डिंग ऑन है? यस
यस सर।
Certainly got you on this.
रिकॉर्ड तो प्लेस यू डिफर। सुनो
मैं अपने सारे काम छोड़ के कॉलेज में आके स्टूडेंट मैं आपके साथ लगा हूं, देयर इज अ पर्पस फॉर दैट।
अब आया
एक आध एब्सेंटी चलती है। देयर वर 10 पीपल हु वर एब्सेंट इन द मॉर्निंग एंड इट लुक्स वेरी ऑड। मैं उनके सामने बोल नहीं जाता। मैं तो जानबूझ के बताया कि 30-35 लोग हैं वर्कशॉप के अंदर, तो बाहर वाले को क्या मैम, तो आपको नीचे नहीं कर सकता हूं ना कि कुछ ऐसे लोग हैं जो इंटरेस्टेड ही नहीं है, आप बाहर से भी आ रहे हो, पूरा दिन अपना वेस्ट करके यहाँ तक आ रहे हो चल के।
मीट कर लो।
और टुमारो एंड डे आफ्टर टुमारो अभी क्या आएंगे, तो चलो ये तो अपने एज ग्रुप के थे, फ्रेंड थे, प्रोफेसर थे, कल और परसों मतलब सीनियर लोग आ रहे हैं, दे आर प्रोफेसर्स, दे आर डीन्स। कल भी परसों भी उसके अगले दिन भी, उस दिन आपका सबका प्रेजेंस बहुत ही इंपॉर्टेंट है। और मैंने जानबूझ के सिर्फ स्पीकर, सारे स्पीकर टाइम से पहले आ जाए, तो 11 बजे तो पहले कॉलेज आ जाए, तो आप लोग 11:15 तक सेटल डाउन हो जाइए, ठीक है? थोड़ा सा इस चीज को ध्यान रखेंगे। और दूसरी चीज है कि आपका जो वैलिडिटी है, इसमें सर्टिफिकेट डिस्ट्रीब्यूशन होना है।
सर
सर्टिफिकेट चाहिए कि नहीं चाहिए?
अगर मैं यहाँ से इसको बंद करूँगा
बड़ा सर्टिफिकेट है,
इसमें आवाज आएगी?
मैंने तो नहीं किया। मैं जब अपना स्टूडेंट था ना, चाहिए ना सर्टिफिकेट? सर्टिफिकेट चाहिए तो सेशन अच्छे से अटेंड करिए, सबको सर्टिफिकेट मिलेगा, ठीक है ना? मैं देखूंगा बिल्कुल इंटरेस्ट ही नहीं ले रहा, उसको सर्टिफिकेट की भी क्या जरूरत है? ये सेशन मिस हो गया, इसको लगा के छोड़ दो। पंजाब यूनिवर्सिटी का कोई प्रोजेक्ट का है, उसने बुला लिया, चलो ठीक है, लेकिन रोज ही काम होगा तो फिर दैट इज नॉट गुड। लर्निंग पर्पज है, साथ में सर्टिफिकेट मिलेगा तो वैल्यू भी रहेगा आपके साथ में, लर्निंग के साथ में उसका वैल्यू। इनॉग्रल 10 बजे शुरू होगा उस दिन, सैटरडे को 10 बजे शुरू होगा, 11:30-12 बजे तक खत्म हो जाएगा। तो उस दिन 11:30 से नहीं है सेशन, तो लास्ट डे हम सैटरडे आपको फ्राइडे को बताएंगे इवनिंग में, लेकिन आज से भी आप ध्यान रखिए कि उस दिन 10 बजे शार्प आप आ जाइएगा, क्योंकि जो हमारे दूसरे गेस्ट हैं उनको दूसरे प्रोग्राम में भी जाना है यहाँ से आने के बाद में। ठीक है, तो सेशन हम लोग लग रहा है अपने गेस्ट। यस, कैन वी स्टार्ट?
यस सर। Shall I unmute?
Yes, unmute.
Good morning, Mr. Abdulrahman. हेलो, ये इको हो रहा है भाई। Good morning.
Good morning, sir. Can you see me?
Yes, we are able to listen you.
All right. You hear me?
Are you able to listen us?
Hello. Yes. I can hear very well.
आप कंटिन्यू करिए।
Good afternoon. Are you able to listen us and hear us?
Yes, yes, 5/5. Please go ahead.
Okay, we can see you and we can listen you. Welcome virtually in India.
Thank you so much. It is my pleasure to be here. In fact, actually, I attended the other event last year in India, so I'm very happy to join you
So I just like to be a participant. We are sitting in a workshop hall in our institute. So before inaugural of this session, I am very thankful to you that you accepted our invitation, a very short notice, and you agreed to deliver on the very useful topic that what the opportunities for an entrepreneur in the emerging economies. So before starting of the session, I request Mr. Amit Dubey, who is conducting the workshop, who's to just brief about you to the participant, Mr. Amit Dubey. Good afternoon, sir, and good afternoon, everyone. Once again, we welcome you to this second session of third day of International Workshop on Entrepreneurial Development organized by Entrepreneurship and Development Cell, Rajkiya Engineering College Azamgarh. The second session of this workshop will be taken by an international speaker and an expert from Rwanda, Mr. Abdulrahman. And now I will request convener of this workshop, Dr. Ambesh Singh, to offer the welcome address to Mr. Abdul Rahman. So please. Thank you, Amit. Thank you. Mr. Abdul Rahman is from Rwanda, is the East African country. He is the founder and CEO of Smart Classes in Rwanda. He is a very rich experience of doing entrepreneurial activities and starting the ventures. On behalf of REC Azamgarh family, I welcome Mr. Abdul Rahman in this workshop. We are already proceeding with the third days. This is a 1 week program, I have already told you. And we are very young and vibrant minds, engineering graduating students with us as a participants. These are the future entrepreneurs and future volunteers who can serve the society by their entrepreneurial activities. We are also thankful to the participants who are going through a very rigorous program for a 6 days program. In between your expertise, because you are already working on a very grassroots level in Rwanda itself. Rwanda is also emerging economies, and recently EDI has opened that center, and I got your connection by Professor Dwivedi. I thankful to Professor Dwivedi also, who has connected me to you. And I'm also very thankful to you that you accepted our invitation and going to deliver a talk on this. Thank you and welcome to this workshop, Mr. Abdul Rahman. Thank you. Thank you very much, sir. So, the brief information of Mr. Abdul Rahman is as follows. Mr. Abdul Rahman will be taking this session on the topic Entrepreneurial Opportunities and Emerging Economics, which will help our participants to think out of the box and deliver something unique for the well-being of humans and for themselves too. Mr. Abdul Rahman is proud founder and CEO of Smart Classes Limited. Smart Classes Limited is an online learning platform which encourages collaborative learning among the students from various departments and categories and promotes valuable learning material for simplifying their learning. Till now, Smart Classes has served for over 40,000 students and over 200 trainers and teachers has worked with Smart Classes Limited. Mr. Abdul Rahman has been working with legal local companies for over a half decade as a full-time as well as consultant for them. The primary focus of Mr. Abdul Rahman was on sales and inventory management. The core strength of Mr. Abdul Rahman lies in identifying market gaps and quickly capitalizing on them, a skill which each entrepreneur looks in current time of the world. So, the core strength of Mr. Abdul Rahman lies in identifying market gaps. We all need to learn this strength in identifying the market gaps so that we can scale our startups and get our startup on a better journey. Now, I would request Mr. Abdul Rahman to kindly start with the session. Let's welcome Mr. Abdul Rahman with a huge round of applause. Welcome, Mr. Rahman. Now the session is yours.
Thank you so much. Good afternoon once again, and a reminder that in Rwanda we're at 11 in the morning, so 1 hour to you in the afternoon. But good afternoon to you, everyone in India. Um, do you hear me? Am I still audible? Hello?
His mic is muted. Text कर दीजिए.
Please unmute your mic and then please. What Saras typed?
Sorry?
He is audible here. He is audible here.
अरे आपको फोन में आ रही है कि नहीं आवाज?
Do you hear me? Sorry.
दूसरी बात इधर नहीं आ रही आवाज. इस पे क्या चला रहे हैं ना, यहीं पे चला दीजिए ना, माइक लोकल चला रहे हैं तो.
Hello? Can you hear me?
He's asking if he can be speaking.
So please just give us 2 seconds. Just 2 seconds.
Just give us a minute. I think your voice is coming to the system, but it's not coming to the conference room actually. We are just getting it out within a minute. We are just doing this. Can you speak something so that we can check, Mr. Rahman? Still, you can unmute yourself. यहाँ तक आवाज चल रहा है.
So please speak something.
All right. Thank you so much. I guess you can hear me now, right?
He is waiting for the
Can I
response.
go ahead?
Yes, sir.
Yeah, your voice is clear. You can go ahead.
All right. Thank you so much. Good afternoon once again. Like I was saying, in Rwanda we are at 11 past 10, and I'm very, very happy to engage my fellow aspiring entrepreneurs, and so to engage with other panelists of today. Uh, Honorable leaders of the university, different stakeholders from different departments. It is my pleasure to address the aspiring entrepreneurs today. Like mentioned earlier, my name is Abdul Yenizeye Abdulrahman Yenizeye from Rwanda, the founder and CEO of Smart Class. And the other thing that connects me with university students or university graduates are that I started off my entrepreneurship journey in university. Like a year before I graduated from the university, that's when I started working on Smart Class. And one of my co-founders is a student whom we've met in the university. I had shared him the idea that I had, the opportunities that I've been seeing, which back in the days was more of a problem, which turned out to be an opportunity. And then it was an amazing interaction, and then we decided to work together on this particular project, which now became a good business that is impacting over 200 teachers and over 40,000 students so far. So I'm very happy to share my experience and the different learnings along the entrepreneurship journey with the aspiring entrepreneurs. The university for me has been a perfect place to start off my entrepreneurship journey. Reason being that most of the facilities you need, from the research, from the mentorship, even the partners, even the colleagues whom you can share a journey with, are mostly found in this university. Number one thing, university hold brilliant students, educated people. Uh, like I myself did engineering, biomedical technology. Like I'm in my final year in international business now, but I have a degree in biomedical technology. So I didn't know much about the business, like, but working together with other colleagues from other departments with different skills. Like one of my co-founder was really good on the marketing and sales part of the business. Yeah, by the time we were in university. So, like I was saying, university is a very perfect place to start networking with like-minded people, and it has uh, mentors. It has people with skills concerning what you are trying to do, be it engineering, be it business, be it anything. And it is a very perfect place for research. I believe there is internet. I believe there are labs if you need to. I believe there are even students. Say maybe my business is an online business. It's an e-learning platform. So I needed people who are skilled in software development. I believe Rajkiya Engineering College has that, right? And this is, for example, if I could be you today in Rajkiya Engineering College, I would leverage all of these things. But looking at all this network, you look at the people you want to engage with. If you are into, let's say, manufacturing, maybe you need mechanical engineers or electromechanical engineers regarding which type of business are you going to be in in the future. And it's a very good place to do the research almost for free. To be honest, if you graduate, everything outside costs money. If you want to test a product, building the product, testing the product, selling all requires some funds, some money. But at the university, I believe there are open workshops. As long as you have booked a workshop and you have booked a supervisor, you can try things. You can do your research. You can try different products, I believe. And on top of this, there are students, there are like-minded students. University is a place of people full of dreams. So if you can take action towards leveraging these people with dreams to make sure you guys are going to get started or to take on action, it's going to be really an interesting journey to start with these like-minded people. And trust me, it is not guaranteed that every graduate will get recently the report says that we have uh, over over 260,000 every year of university graduates. This is far beyond the number of jobs that are being created. So it means, in one way or the other, the government, the different stakeholders, different partners of government, different associations and non-governmental organizations has to be doing something towards job creations. If not, for example, Africa, Africa is the youngest continent. In 2050, there's expected of 1 billion young people on the continent. Yeah, these people might be educated. These people might be in different demographics, but these people eventually they will need jobs to sustain their families or to live a healthy life. So this gives us an opportunity, and it gives you an opportunity to um, to create companies because you already know you are going to be having an access to human resources available, and due to technology, anyone from anywhere can learn anything. Back to my business model, what is my actual value proposition is that any student from any location, anywhere from across the country can have access to quality of education, regardless where you're from, regardless what your parents are doing, regardless which financial status is your family. If you know smart class and you can afford an affordable prices that we charge, you are most likely to have the best quality of education available in Rwanda because we have hired these excellent teachers from these excellent schools as part-time to smart class, right? We have struck all the valuable resources from different corners of the country, especially, of course, from very, very outstanding schools on the platform, like on the smart class, which means from anywhere you are, regardless which category of the school you are attending, you can have access to quality of education on a cheaper price, on an affordable price. If you look, we have a school that is currently charging about 12 million a year in Rwanda, and another one that is charging 19,000 per term, like almost almost less than 60,000 per year. So and these are two schools, and the students will be sitting for the same national examination. I believe you understand. The school A of less than 60,000 will not be able to afford school laboratories, school libraries, excellent teachers, and all other facilities that can push students to maximize their performance, especially during the national examinations. So, but with technology, by leveraging the technology from any place, from anywhere, because we have the virtual labs, we have the video recorded courses where teachers from excellent schools are performing, for example, titration, for example, different other practical experiments because they have this infrastructure. So we can share this infrastructure to the rest of the world. I mean, of course, from different students from across the country by just leveraging I mean, the internet connection. Yeah. So I wanted to to really emphasize on the market gaps, then on the market creating innovation. I've planned to touch on the two things because this is what makes an entrepreneur, and this is what makes most of the brands really successful. And the beauty of introducing a bit of innovation into a business is that it immediately makes your organization stand out. It's not easy to say there are maybe 20 or 50 more platform of the same approach in Rwanda like SmartClass. No, it won't be that. Because at some point I've looked at it and then introduced a bit of innovation into it. Like our uniqueness lies in the fact that instead of studying in senior one from let's say the northern part of the country, we join SmartClass, then the rest of senior one students from across the country, be it the south and be it the city of Kigali, be it anywhere, as long as you are in this senior one, you can interact with anyone from this class exclusively from the senior one, of course. And the facilitators are aware of the students that they are trying to help. So, telling you about the market gap, for example, in Rwanda, when we were starting, we only had 30 schools of reference. These schools were the only ones that are referred to be fully equipped schools. I mean, the school with excellent facilitators, excellent school management, school laboratories, school libraries, school computer labs, and all other aspects that makes a school an excellent one. So it means, and these were out of 2,200 plus of the schools. Imagine only 30 schools are referred to be the schools with everything needed for students to perform better. Isn't this an opportunity, right? Because the biggest part lacks maybe either library, lacks maybe um, laboratory, lacks maybe excellent teachers, lacks maybe the competency in terms of performing the national exam. So I had the opportunity to build this platform and ensure that we are going to get clients because I know parents were looking for excellent schools and there were few. and they were expensive. Most of the parents couldn't afford excellent schools. This was, like I told you, we have a school that charges about 12,000 USD. Let me put it in US dollars for you to quickly grasp what it means. 12,000 US dollars per year, and another one that is charging $60, less than $60. I told you it's $19 per term. Multiply by three, you understand. Yeah, less than $60 per year, and you understand the difference that this has to bring. And this has been the majority, right? So this has brought me an opportunity to serve the rest of the group with access to quality of education for a cheaper price. And you can access this. To access this, you don't need to move to an urban center of your neighborhood. No, you can stay where you are from the comfort of your home and still access this. And by the start, I faced the challenge of accessing the internet. And then I've managed to seal a deal. If you go on smartclass.rw, you will see it is zero rated by MTN. MTN is the biggest telecommunication company in Rwanda. And I've managed to seal a partnership with them that zero rates the platform. It means whether you have, we call it megabytes in Kigali, let's say you have megabytes or not, you can still browse SmartClass as long as you are using MTN telecommunication company. Yeah. So this has been a very, very competitive advantage, and we are selling the access to data, access to promoting some of their services to our future potential clients with them. And it does make a lot of sense because these students from high school are going to be in university. They are going to very soon own their own SIM cards, their own mobile phones, and these are going to be their clients because they have been enjoying some of the benefits from this company. And so this telecom company stays ahead of others in terms of acquiring new customers and acquiring loyal clients. Yeah, because in one way or the other they relate to this brand. So, and it's a part of them. They report in the corporate social responsibility, but we take advantage of again telling our clients, our users that it is zero rated. All you need to buy is a subscription. Everything concerning the internet has been taken care of our partners, which is MTN. This has been a very great opportunity. So, what I advise the aspiring entrepreneurs is that just you don't even have to go thousands of miles away to start off a company. No, you just need to look at your community and say, what is missing here? What is how can I satisfy these people's these people's desire to satisfaction? How can I how can I solve this particular problem? Usually problems are opportunities in disguise. This is something that I really emphasize on. If say for example, if say for example in Kigali, building houses is still very expensive. Yeah. Owning a house in Kigali, you must be rich. You must be either a business person, either someone who's really earning very good money. Building houses is not for everyone, especially in Kigali, because building is becoming very expensive these days. For example, this could be an opportunity. Imagine maybe coming up with an idea that can cut half a price of the normal cost of building houses in Kigali. Trust me, you'll get businesses. I believe you'll get businesses because there's no other, I think there's no other relation between me and my clients apart from the value that I give them and what their ability to buy from me and why I stand up one and one they should buy from me. So regardless which contractor this company might have or these people could be buying from, if you are bringing half the same thing, the same quality, or even a better quality on the half of the price, you will get the business. And this will prevent you from a couple of frustration. I repeat again, the entrepreneurship journey is not a smooth or a straightforward road. You will meet some of the roadblocks, you will meet some of the discouraging things, but the most important thing is that you already have this kind of mission. You know what you're trying to do, you know where you're trying to go, right? It means at the start you should vision, you should try to see what is going to be happening in the next 2, 3, 5 years, for example. And if if I win, how will the success look like? For example, the way I envision the success at SmartClass, it starts from how many people can we give the opportunity to access quality of education if we are to be ready up and running. This was before we start the operations. By that time, the statistics were saying 65% of the students in Rwanda have access to internet connection. Yeah, 85% have access to these feature phones, or a family might be, but the internet, the internet in schools were on 65%. So if I get maybe 20% of this 65%, how will my company be in terms of size? Yeah. So if we have maybe 10% of the market, will I be really making profits? How many people will be impacted? And how is the future from there to the next 5 years? Like the government of Rwanda is projecting to have the whole country covered by internet and electricity by 2024. So this is an opportunity for me. This also brings in other areas for me to grow to. You have to also look at that. What are the policies governing maybe constructions in India? What are the policies governing maybe biomedical companies? Yeah. What, like, you need to identify the challenge, yeah, which I call like the market gaps. You can even do something small. Like I've seen the entrepreneurship, it doesn't have to be even as complicated as smart class. We can look at the even the businesses and see, okay, what is the one thing that most of the businesses in India are struggling from? For example, maybe logistics is too hard. Maybe what is the one thing? Because you might be having a very, very good idea, a very good business, a very uh, even, but if you do not have customers that are going to consume your products, your services, you will eventually fail. So you have to look at the market. How this is why it's called market gaps. If it's only one company that is struggling to maybe with their logistics, then this is not a good deal. But if it's maybe 20% of the market, maybe let's say maybe for example, every small company or every startup in Rwanda, I can tell for a fact, do not have its own cars. Yeah. If you start off today, you do not own a car. You probably own a motorbike or not even a motorbike. So it's going to be a challenge for you to transport maybe the raw materials from here and there, or to deliver products from this and that, or to you know to distribute the product from different markets. So for example, that and see, okay, more than maybe 200 companies in Kigali, where maybe we have 500 companies, rely on outsourcing. Maybe they rent cars for their distribution. Then this could be a business. What is the competition? You look at all this, you try to find out what is missing in this market. It doesn't even have to be a very, very big deal. Like I don't know if it's because maybe Kigali is becoming more of somehow touristic, and most of the people are coming to Kigali, and this is what's happening. There's a lot of construction that is ongoing, regardless how expensive it is, but it still makes sense for a lot of people to live in Kigali, where they are close to a lot of opportunities. And different, either tours, either different meetings, either Kigali is hosting different sports, different conferences and meetings. Recently we hosted Shogam and all that. So people are seeing opportunities in having either hotels, in having apartments, or you know that. And I know I have a friend of mine who have built uh, a business in just getting clients for all these buildings that are being built and hotels. Yeah, clients. It's more of some of them are even leveraging Airbnb. I guess you know that. He just creates an account on the Airbnb. He has an agreement with 5 hotels. Yeah, they, he knows how much of the rate of these rooms, and he tells you on his account you can book a room in a particular hotel because some of these hotels do not have their own platforms, right? Or trust me, any company that you can bring customers to, you are most likely to get your commissions. Isn't that correct? So it doesn't even have to be a $10 billion investment. It doesn't. It just has to be a problem, and you just have to come up with an approach that solves any of these two parties' problems. If it will be your first day in Rwanda, I believe you will try to find something from Google. You will try to find something from Instagram. You might search in like hotels in Rwanda, something like that. So if this person have done his job in terms of being the greatest, I believe my aspiring entrepreneurs understand this kind of terms of technology, like with the search engine optimizations and all other techniques that can help you to be the most visible person or business in Rwanda. You're most likely to get the first click, and if you click on his platform, you're going to be seeing different hotels, different places, and then you can book from his platform, and then this guy is going to get his commission. Yeah. So I wanted to really to emphasize on this to ensure that everyone at least understand that it doesn't have to be like building the whole thing from scratch. It can be that if you see that is worth it. Yeah, if you see it that is worth it. Because for example, for me, I know education will still be there. It can change forms, it can be a hybrid with online and physical, it can be anything. But education, I believe education will still be education. People will need to acquire different skills, different knowledge at different time in their life. So it's something that is worth building. Even if it takes you 2 years, as long as it's relevant with today's world, you will still be able to sell. This is probably different from maybe engineering. If you do not update yourself with what is now the new technology, maybe in building, maybe the pools for the hotels, you this one is it's something different. Maybe even in the health industry, I think viruses change, materials can change. So you need to stay ahead of your research in terms of maybe bringing in bringing in someone I mean, staying informed or keep on researching to make sure you are really innovative and you could be still relevant to the market. I also wanted to touch on the market creating innovation and also recommend a book, but I will recommend that later. It's called, it also talks about market creating innovation. You know, when most of the people are trying to start off businesses or they're trying to become entrepreneurs, they mostly try to eat on the available cake. I mean, like, uh, you might see maybe that Abdul is becoming successful in the e-learning in Rwanda. So it means it's possible, right? Which is true. It is possible. It's a proof of concept. And then instead of looking at the other market, the underserved market, you look at the market that I'm trying to get. Yeah. The market with computers, the market with ABC, the market with this and that, so that you can also take a slice onto this market. There's no problem with that. It is allowed to compete in business. That's why you will see different That's why you'll see different, different markets. Um, Different advertisement of different brands. Yeah, like Samsung is always, I believe it's always in competition with iPhone and all that. It's allowed, but by, for example, on the emerging economies like Africa, most of the Africa, I believe also Asia, specifically India, it is really, really important to also create the market. Yeah, it is really, really important to create the market. So what I mean by this is you do not only have to look at the ready market. There are also underserved markets. For example, this is actually my thoughts. Unfortunately, I'm not going to do it right now, but if someone is interested, this could be a business. If you look at the GDP per capita of Rwanda, you can Google it. I believe this is the public information, which might be same thing in India. If you look at the GDP per capita for Rwandans, and if you look at the what are the insurance companies doing right now, I see another opportunity. Most of the people couldn't afford insurance. Yeah, most of the people couldn't afford insurance in Rwanda. This is why we have. Okay, let me put it this way. Um, Someone that is earning anything from 200,000 of Rwanda francs, this is like 200 down to zero, or health insurance from a private company in Rwanda. There's another thing, because in Rwanda you also have the so-called mutual de santé by the government, but of course, because it covers for everyone, and this is before I started my business and get to grow. I get to have some money to afford things that I haven't been able to afford back then. When I was still at the university, I've been doing some part-time jobs, yeah, and I couldn't afford things, and I wasn't happy with the service I get from the public healthcare services. And when you have the insurance, then you have the audacity to go to the private healthcare insurance. Huh? I believe you guys are getting me. And so what happens is either this largest part of the people, from the perspective of the GDP, most of the people belongs here. Most of Rwandans are actually relying on public healthcare services because they can't afford their own private insurance. If you are not working for government, for NGO, for these really good jobs that gives you health insurances, you're most likely to use the public healthcare services, which is where most of the public belongs to. And because of it is super packed, it has a lot of people. Hospitals are usually, fully packed. I don't know the situation in India. I'll be very happy to learn from it. The service is not good. You might go 7 in the morning to leave 5 p.m. That's not nice. Why? If you have your private insurance, you can go to private by 7 and leave by 8. As simple as that. Yeah, because the insurance is going to cover for you 85%. Business idea. I could find a strategy in ways that this person earning this amount of money negotiates with a current insurance provider to find ways. It doesn't have to be the same thing as the one who's earning maybe a million per month. No, but okay, allow this person to spend maybe if you have paid an insurance of maybe 100,000, and I can get you 100,000 of people to buy this 100,000 type of package, right? This is going to be a lot of money. And these people, maybe every individual is not allowed to spend more than maybe 500,000 a year in insurance. This is going to be something, I believe, but just, it's just a random ideas. But this is what I'm trying to mean by creating markets. This is seen as not market. Yeah, most of the people with not enough money are not our market. This is what all insurance that I know are trying to do. But I'm pretty sure if someone crafts, because this is the mass market, the remaining market is the biggest market. I told you we are on 800 belongs in a range of 200,000 down to zero. They can afford health insurance and they really need it. So if you can craft something for them, they're most likely to get you to join you. This is what I mean by the market creating innovation, like identifying the new market, looking at the bigger picture and see. And if you do this, you're most likely to enjoy the benefits of the market you have like discovered before anyone else joins. I started off in 2018. This is not, and there were like, I later on learned that there were another learning platform that does something closely, not like mine, but of course there was another one. So only two learning platform. This has been a very huge opportunity. You can pick this side, I can pick this side, and then it's easy to get the benefits of the market if you are the pioneer in that market. But it could be so hard if you start off with a business idea, just like the MTN. MTN has been in Rwanda for the last 25 years. It's a very, very big company. Imagine trying to compete with them with no money, with no all of those things. Yeah. But if you start off with your niche, if you discover, like this is why I emphasize on the market creative innovations. If you do your own researches and find out a market that could be your client, you're most likely to enjoy the benefits of this market for like 5 years before anyone notices and tries to join. I understand there will be challenges and all that, but you will also enjoy the most of the benefits. And you will create the biggest impact than the one who's trying to capture clients from other existing businesses. And this is what I could actually recommend as someone who's been in entrepreneurship for like 5 years now. I do recommend to really have your uniqueness, your innovation in what you're trying to do because it's going to be very, very hard for you to compete with existing large corporations. Especially you do not have money, you do not have network, you do not have even experience. They can beat you in a blink of an eye. Yeah? They can make sure you fail in the first 2 years. It is possible. And you can even fail by yourself because you do not have enough funds and you are competing with the existing companies who can run $1 million of in marketing, $1 million of commissions. You can't do that because you do not have these resources. So, but if you have identified your new market, I gave an example of insurance. Feel free to let me know in the comments. Do you because I feel like this could be an opportunity. Yeah. And for example, that was like a rough idea. The other thing that I wanted to touch on is I said of the mission. How do you see this company maybe in the next 5 years? What will have been the impact? This will always influence your long-term objectives, the ambition. It is also influence your discipline, the discipline of the staff, how you and the other things. You need to really know yourself. You need to really understand yourself as a person. Yeah, because is this something you are ready to pursue? It's not like I started off by saying that it's not a straightforward road. It's not a straight penny. Be ready for that. This is what I mean by self-awareness. Get to know you'll be ready to starve sometimes. You'll be ready to wait sometimes. You'll be ready to fail. You'll be ready to be sometimes even disrespected. I remember my very first days when I was looking for the first clients. I had to like beg school owners or school headmasters be like, please just give it a try. Imagine an e-learning before COVID. Like I told you, I started off in 2018. So imagine an e-learning before COVID-19 in Rwanda. India is actually a developed country, yeah, on a very high speed. It's not the same thing in Rwanda, though we are also really doing an amazing progress in Africa. But if you can't compare, of course, you can't compare Rwanda and India, right? So this is what I'm trying to mean. So imagine introducing things of e-learning in Rwanda in 2018 before COVID. No one was interested. But I told you, I was trying to create a new market. I knew there was a problem. They didn't know how. If you can't afford an excellent school, it's closed. Challenge accepted. Yeah, your students are not going to be excellent. They won't be able to speak this kind of maybe English. They won't be able to perform very well in sciences. You challenge accepted. And imagine most of the parents knew they wanted to send their kids into a school A, but they can only afford a school Z. So their students are in school Z. So if you can imagine imagine if I tell you that I can get you the quality of Ivy League type of schools for just 10,000 extra, you are most likely to pay me this amount of money as long as I give you this promised value, isn't it? Yeah. So the same thing applies to any new market that you can create. It will be so hard for you to start off, but after 1, 2 years, then like we received a couple of awards. We received different delegates from Ministry of Education. We are actually recommended by the Ministry of Education, and so and this has happened after 2 years, after 1 year of struggling to build a working business, after 1 year of prototyping, I mean, of testing on the market, and then go on the real business approaches. So for the 3 first years, we haven't been charging any penny, but I was spending money. Yeah. So it's not that straightforward road, but it's worth it. It is worth it. Imagine creating a company that is impacting maybe 100,000 people. Isn't that really awesome? You're doing an amazing job for the community, for yourself, for the country. It's far beyond staying in the comfort zone. So it is a hard work that is worth it. Isn't it beautiful to be? Isn't it even awesome to be an important person in your community, an impactful person in your community? So that is something that comes along with entrepreneurship. Eventually, you are changing, you are transforming people's lives. Eventually, solving a particular has been a challenge for years to your community. Like currently, a student is no longer have to be in Kigali to access quality education. It can be anywhere. So back to this example that I took of an insurance. Yeah, I believe some of you will be doing their own research. You can try this. It's something that I think can work in Rwanda and probably maybe somewhere else. Look at the underserved market. Look at the ignored market. See if there is a chance to transform this underserved and interested market into a market. Trust me, it's just because the insurance companies are expensive. That is the only problem. So if we can find an average price for them, they will join because they are already unhappy with what they have, but they do not have option, right? So, lastly, like I was saying, I wanted to touch on what is this thing on the resilience. Yeah, resilience. This is another. Uh, this is my last point before I hear from you. The being resilient means starting off the business. I didn't know COVID was about to happen. Yeah, and imagine being hit by COVID when you are a startup. Yeah, a startup is a young company. Yeah, only less than 2 years in operations. I feel less than a year in operations with little to no money. Boom, COVID hits. Everyone was locked in the room. I know people who gave up, and these are not entrepreneurs because an entrepreneur must sit down, breathe, do research. This is this is when we started leveraging, mostly leveraging the social media, the on marketing, and because our services were highly needed, we only needed how do we get to schools, even if we are still locked in our house. That was the job. And during this time, that's when my company has made its first 1 million. Yeah. Because I stayed in the loop, I kept on trying to see what is the possibility. How can we, our previous models were to pay visits to schools because even the social media thing weren't as big as it is today before COVID. So we had to try it out. We expected people to be online, to be on the radio, to be on TV. So we had to try other channels that schools, regardless where they are. So we had to find out. So by being resilient, it means even if it is warm or cold or there are storms, there is snow, there is regardless which situation you are, instead of giving up, just ask yourself, how can I get myself through? This will give you a different perspective. Instead of saying, no, I'm done, let me take it as just a challenge. No, please, before you admit, you accept the challenge, please make sure you've done your very best in terms of trying to find a solution. Yeah. And this is where mentors comes in. This is where experienced people comes in. Yeah, looking at them and asking them what they think about this kind of challenge. Like I have a mentor who have saved me. We also run an event of we call it Smart Class Quiz Competition, whereby we take these students from different schools that are our clients on the platform. We organize something like science competition, and then the winners get to be awarded these. They are awarded the other thing, but also learning for it can be a touristic visit, it can be an industrial visit on top of some other awards. So let's but this is also contributing to their lifelong learning journey. So and by budgeting, this event had to cost us about 2 million. By speaking to this mentor, he has managed to save me about about 1.6 about because he mentioned things of partnerships. We partnered with the hotel that hosted the event. We partnered with a transport company where I will get this, we get this. Eventually, we have to get almost everything from the actual awards. This is the power of experienced people. They have the know-how. Know that's so allow me to stop right here and go to maybe hear from you, maybe questions, maybe some of the questions that you thank you so much.
ओके, यहाँ से आवाज बंद करो. Okay, thank you very much, Abdulrahman. Are you listening to us? My voice is audible to you. Is it okay to you? Oh,
Yes, it is.
yeah. I just. It's very. I think we are audible to you. and for the participants also your experience, ground level experience and the work you have done in fields of developing other ventures along with the smart classes. And importantly you say ki the participants or the future entrepreneurs has to see where the gaps are possible, where they can identify to fill those gaps with the quality of their products and the innovations. And the experience is the very beautifully you explained so many things, what the models are working in the Rwanda and how these can be replicated into India. These are also quite an important part of your session. We are very thankful to you that you spare quality time due to in your despite your busy schedule, and the very thought-provoking lectures we received. So on behalf of our institute, Entrepreneurship Development Cell, we are very thankful to you, and we feel that any time if you will visiting India, we will love to host you physically in the institute. Our institute is near to Varanasi. You might heard somewhere it's Kasi, Varanasi, and it's only 50 kilometers, and we have the international airport in the Kasi also. And it's one of the oldest, or some people say the oldest city survived in this whole planet. And Kasi is very spiritually and culturally is very heritage city. So it's a golden opportunity. If any time you are visiting there, you can visit to the institute, and we love to work together for the benefit of the entrepreneurial ecosystem. And we will be remain in touch. Thank you very much for delivering this session, accepting our invitation. We'll be remain in touch. Thank you very much. Okay, the huge round of applause, you can see this. We have recorded your full session. It will be online on YouTube. I will share the links and photographs in due course to you. And we will carry on this journey. It's just starting, it's not the, over the session is just starting a new journey with you, Mr. Abdulrahman. Thanks for motivating our participants in the institute. Thank you very much. And our next speaker has already joined.
Thank you.